Hello everyone, please call me Yukiya. Today, I want to talk about certain things that happen. That things is just so happen to be a little bit controversial, so to speak. So without further ado, let me get right onto it. The thing that I wanted to speak about for today is the localizer controversy that circling around the internet right now. Thanks for Hirohe and Rev Sedes who have this drama or controversy being at its highest point, and a lot of people are going to be like, "What those people are doing for the click?" Well, they put out an accurate depiction of things, and also they just stating the facts. So I think it's out of line for them to do that. For me, they being a sort of like news reporter is good enough for me. But for me, what I want to talk about is more than just stating of facts. What I wanted to talk about is my opinion on this whole thing. So if you don't want to watch the whole video, the TLDR of it is that I think this should be illegal, and if this isn't illegal, then the law needs to catch up, because this should be illegal to do. What should be illegal to do, you say? Well, localizing in a way that is damaging to the original story. Let me explain. So the situation starts brewing up when certain manga is being localized, not translated, localized. And this manga is a yaoi manga. It's essentially a boiler manga, so to speak. So you have two guys who proclaim themselves to be guys all the way through to the end of the story, but one of them just happened to be loving the other one. No, both of them just happen to be in love with each other, so it is a boy love. It is a gay story, so to speak. So what is the problem? You see, the localization said that one of them becomes trans. This is not the case at all, because both of them still think of themselves as a man who just happen to be gay. They are men who just happen to be gay. That's it. The word trans used for when one person, for when that particular person happen to realize that they couldn't say to themselves that they are man, or rather, if a man said to himself, well, I don't want to be a man, I want to be a woman, then that is a point where the transition from man to woman, or rather man to trans woman, happen. So did this happen in the story? No. Both of them still thinking of themselves as a man. So it's not trans story. That's it. It's not a trans story, but you localize it in a way that it seems like a trans story, which is not. It's a yaoi story. It's a boy love story. not a trans story, and this is damaging. It makes it so that the narrative plot point has been lost, because the narrative plot point of this story is that both of them are men. One of them just happened to be in love with cross-dressing. He still himself as a man, but he just loved cross-dress so much that the other person just couldn't help but help them to cross-dress. And then one person just fall in love with the other person who cross-dress. It just happened to be that both of them still consider themselves as a man. So this is a plot point. It is a plot point of the main boy love story, where two of them have so many things in common, including their love for each other, but they still consider themselves as a man. I feel like I'm been going around in circle. I don't really know how to phrase myself, but suffice to say, that is the impression that I take from the story, and also from the localization of the story. So why would this be damaging? Well, it's damaging the story because it misrepresents how the main plot point of the story is portrayed, and this for one should be practically illegal. It is super disrespectful too. I mean, the writer puts so much effort into creating the story that feels comprehensible and at the same time feels organic, but then someone in America just happened to be a localizer for this story and said, well, I don't like this story, I like this one better, and then change it. It's not only misrepresent the story that the creator wanted, but it's also super disrespectful because you push your own agenda when, in all honesty, the original story is filled with the writer agenda. So for me, it's super disrespectful to do so. And I said this because I used to be a novelist. I used to write a novel for Thai website, and this story just hit way too hard for me, hit way too close to home for me. What would happen if I wrote a story in Thailand, in Thai language, and then someone from the Western Hemisphere come to me and said, well, I'm going to adopt your story, change it, and make money out of it? I would be floored. No, not for the fact that, hey, I got recognition, but for the fact that, jeez, I wrote that for a reason that I want to vent. I want to vent my frustration about the world, about everything that frustrating me at the time. And then you're going to come to me and say, well, I'm going to change it in a way that is more inclined with my viewpoint. F off! F off! Seriously! This is one of the main reasons why I'm so worked up in all of this. I just hate it to think that someone could come and change the thing that I created for myself, for everyone else, change it in a way that's subverting what I want to what they want. It's insane. It's insane, and it should be illegal because, well, you took a copyrightable object, you took a copyrightable media, and then change it in a way that the creator probably isn't intended. It feels like a blatant breach of copyright law. But, well, I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, then yeah, let it be wrong. Jeez. And what do you think make this worse? Is the fact that a lot of the localizer, which localizer is a very few, by the way, is a very few people, by the way. But a lot of these localizer just band together and said, "What? All these fans are just bad." Let me say this again. We, as a fan and also as a consumer, have every right to protest and to demand a better quality out of you. If you don't like it, then good luck. We as a consumer have others source for entertainment. We could use a cancellation if we want, and if we cannot find a cancellation for English, we could just try our best to learn Japanese and then read it from the source. And if you're going to say, well, that would be hard, isn't it? Why wouldn't you just read our localization? One thing, I don't want this corrupted practice to stay intact. Alright, so for me, I have more choice than you guys have. I have more choice because I could read Thai, I could read English, I could read Spanish. So in essence, I have way more option than you are. If I cannot find translation for English that isn't localized, then I could read Thai. Or if Taiwan isn't really translated, then I could use Spanish instead. We live in a society where pirated content is more valuable than the sale content, the official content. Let us think it. We live in a society where we as a consumer has more respected toward pirating than toward the official publishing. Go figure. That's it. This is probably going to be one of the very few Please Let Me Talk where I speak in a thing that isn't related to games. I find this cathartic, by the way. And thanks again for Hey and Rap for bringing this topic to light. You guys are doing a great job at creating more informative society around your community. This has been a pretty long video. I'm not going to edit any of this because it's not too long, so to speak. Anyway, thank you for watching, or if you're just listening to me, then thank you for listening. Please call me Yukiya. See you again soon. Bye.